You guys ready to go or what?
Yeah, mate. Waiting for you already.
Oh, bloody always waiting on me. So this is the start of the HEMA top 5 most remote tracks in Australia. We have just landed in Coober Pedy. All of you guys will recognise that up there. And you'll also recognise these fellas from the Googs track video that'll come out just before this. Unless I do them the other way around, of course. So just here, this is Ryan from Sights and Sounds Australia. That's Gavin from Electric... I always go to say Electric Light Industries.
Electric Images Australia.
I know, Electric Images Australia. I will have that right in the credits, I guarantee you that. And that's just Cam. Cam's with me. He's the other half of Summit Expeditions, and that's his Ranger over the back. So... we're going to have a bit of a play around Coober Pedy now. We're going to go do some filming in an underground mine. We're going to go check out some of the opals. We're going to try not to eat too many of these bush raisins. And then hit Amberdell Highway tomorrow. Looking forward to that particular part of this trip. It's a long time coming now. We've been planning for this for, 6 months or so. So we're going to go get irradiated at Emu Junction, where the one of the first nuclear tests happened in Australia, and we're going to go over 1 million sand dunes and have a good time. What do you guys reckon?
Yep.
Adios.
Straight to the underground pub for a beer?
Yes, most importantly.
Before hitting the tracks.
Got to be well lubricated before we hit the tracks.
That's exactly right. Alright, see us out there. Coober Pedy, here we come. This morning we wake up to the sound of birds. We drove until about 10 o'clock at night and decided to pull up on the side of the road at a really common truck stop that you would see anywhere you drive in Australia. We had a bit of a sleep in, and now we're packing up camp, fighting off the flies to make our way into Coober Pedy. So the boys are just behind me at the underground pub, and I'm going to go join them for a counter meal soon. But in my travels, I heard about this underground bookshop, and I'm still a bit... I like feeling books. I don't do any digital books on my phone or an iPad or anything like that. I still like flicking through the pages, so I'm going to go in here and check this out. I'm going to take you guys with me. The history of places like this have always fascinated me. It's like a time capsule. It's a little bit of everything. It's part newsagents, past tourist information centre, and then you've got all these fantastic old photos on the walls showcasing decades of history of the local area. If you get into places like this, I highly recommend finding these out-of-the-way little shops. What are you looking for?
Bit of anything shiny. I'm not fussy, so long as it's shiny. I don't know if you can see that.
Ryan has clearly succumbed to opal fever, and I hope he finds something soon, because he is looking for opals in all the strangest places. We're right here in the middle of a shop, and he's got his torch out, looking at the walls, and everyone's staring at him like he's a crazy person. The sooner he finds his first opal, the better for everyone. Hi, Judy.
Oh, hello, how are you going?
Good, thanks. How long did you say this place has been here for?
About 30 years, and I've been here for 40 years.
Oh wow, in town?
Yep, in Coober Pedy, and lived in Alice Springs before that for about 15 years. So
Beautiful.
I love the desert.
Ah, you're a legend. Thanks for letting me wander around your shop and have a look around.
You're welcome.
Lovingly trimmed the cat.
He did, yes.
So it turns out the other boys haven't gone to the pub at all. They've gone to a public area where you can go noodling. And noodling, we discover, is what it's called when amateurs or anyone go fossicking around in the dirt looking for opals. So the boys have found some tools that people have kindly left on the tables and chairs near this area, and noodling their way through very old stockpiles, hoping to find some left behind opals. I reckon you'll find much scratching around on the surface?
I have, yeah, we found a fair bit in Lodge, but there's a lot more locals around here, so I'd say this is pretty well looked through.
What's finding rich opal as well?
Yeah. You want to look through some wider soil if you can.
Yeah, a tiny bit, I reckon. Needs a bit of
Oh.
a wash.
Just put it in your mouth.
It looks a bit opalish in there, I reckon. If you can see that.
Yeah. Ryan was just saying you chuck it in your mouth to wash it.
Rightio. Yeah, here.
No, I think you think.
Well, you just put a bit of spit on it.
Go and spit on it. You know how to do that.
There you go, there's a bit.
Oh. Ryan's just found some.
There's a tiny little blue shimmer in it. Which you definitely won't pick up on camera. Tiny bit of green in it.
Yeah. It's like a, what's that, pinky little purpley colour as well?
Yeah.
Well, this one looks like a greeny white, is that?
Yeah, man,
anything
that's the
like
sick bit, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's epic.
Cool.
Good stuff.
it? Yay.
Good work with the hammer.
I found it on the bench.
I know in gold, a lot of gold companies, they go through old mine sites and redo the tailings, and then they get more and more out every time.
Yeah.
You find a 1930s tailings and you'll be getting, 12 grams per tonne, and out of the pit you'll only be getting 6 grams per tonne. So this spot that we're scratching around in old tailings, this is right in Coober Pedy, and it's called Jeweller's Road. So this particular area was the richest part of Coober Pedy back in the 30s and 40s. So Jody told me at the old bookstore there. The guys have already found some bits, which is pretty impressive really. No idea what they're worth, but I reckon it's pretty cool that they've found a little something. So in the underground mine museum, this hole that I'm about to show you here, they would run a dozer through it, scratch it all up, and then they'd have people behind the dozer sifting through the rocks to see if there was anything worth grabbing. So I think I've got a photo of them doing it back in the 1940s or 50s. But this is one of those scratchings here, and you imagine a lot of this sort of stuff was done by hand originally, and some very basic machinery. It's not easy digging. There's Cam having a scratch up the top there. So I don't know if I've mentioned it yet, so I'm just going to do it now in case. But Ryan just there is about to start his own YouTube channel, and he's going to go around the country with his wife and son, and they're going to be coming to places like this again. I reckon he's a top photographer, and he's going to be a brilliant filmmaker, so I'll put a link in the description whenever he starts that channel off, and he's definitely going to be worth a look. Being in the mining game myself, I find places like this truly fascinating. The buildings built into underground facilities, the enormous variation in mining techniques over time, the product that they get is unique from anywhere in the world. The colours, the fact that you can't find it with technology, you literally have to scrape through it and see it with the human eye to be able to find this stuff. I find incredibly fascinating. And so I love going through these sort of old mining museums and checking out the equipment that they use and seeing the scrapes on the walls from where they've dug out this facility. In this section here, I find blasting techniques and equipment that they use, bringing me back to my own time as a shot firer back in the goldfields. And I can't help but draw parallels between the two when I think of the underground mining that I did versus this that they're doing here. From here we have a quick bite to eat at the underground pub, and then we get joined by Talis, who's going to show us his underground mine that he says is the world's largest underground opal mine. So we are absolutely pumped to be joining him, and a huge shout out to my friend for recommending Talis and getting us in contact with him. Thank you very much. You know who you are. My arm's fucking small. Start though by thanking you first of all for letting us join you down on this trip here. I'd love to shake your hand.
Not a problem.
And
my pleasure.
really appreciate you
sure.
showing us around your mine, because this is sort of a once in a lifetime thing for us.
Yeah, well, this is probably the biggest mine, underground mining
Up in these parts.
Well, I reckon in the world. I don't think there'd be. Well, most of the mining's here in Coober Pedy, the biggest mines.
Yeah.
And nothing comes close to this. You guys, any local miner, and they'll tell you this is the biggest money there is.
And you own this one?
Oh, I've got a claim. I've got a claim, just my ground. And it took me, I got here about 12, 11 years ago. I was in Endabuka earlier, mining over there. And after a while, the kids grew up. They went to Adelaide, school and colleges down there, so I had no ties there, so I sold out there and came up here and started up here. Endabuka was hit and miss but even here it's hit and miss, and I mean where you, but if you work hard enough, it'll pay your wages. Yeah. And you can go for a long, long time without finding anything. Really? But you can't, when you find it, it's sort of average it out. You sort of, it's trying to average it out over the years. What's the longest stint between finding some for you? 4 years. Oh yeah, that is a long time. 5,500 in 4 years. Yeah, and did you keep going? You knew it was in front of you and you just kept going? I kept changing to different pot spots, trying to find it. Finally I found a spot that started to produce. I was down on my knees actually by that time. Oh no. I was, I had college fees and school fees and one thing and another, mortgages and that. Any of your kids do this? They follow in your footsteps? No, they've all grown up, gone into different fields. They're all girls. Well, I've got two stepsons. Sure. and one's working for BHP, one of the contractors over in Roxby Downs.
Oh yeah, yep.
The other one's got his own service station down, Talis service station down in Adelaide. And the girls have all grown up. One was a hairdresser, another one's in the South Australian tourism. What's her name? Another one's got a business. The other 3 girls from the second wife. One's an embryologist, another one's a social worker, the other one's still at uni.
Oh wow.
Still going.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so, but yeah, it gives me something to work for, but as I said, they're all independent now. I'm just taking the, but since they've grown up and got it from my hands, the opal dried up as well. I don't know why, it's just one of those things, and the last 3 years I've found absolutely nothing in breakdown after breakdown with the buckets and machines.
Makes it hard.
Makes it hard. Well, I know it's just, yeah.
So how long
for
have
28 years.
28?
28 years all up now from.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Bit of a retirement job?
Yeah. Well, now it is.
Yeah.
Now it's just a hobby. I don't do much in that, I mean, it's like now I can afford to come out with you and that and show you around. It's not a big problem. But yeah, that's mining for you.
Yeah, that's it.
Some people are lucky, they can come and within a few weeks
and walk away.
For life, yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
There's that much money in it that you can be set up for life in a really short amount of time.
If you hit the right pocket. It doesn't happen very often, but it's happened quite a few times.
Yeah.
So a lot of the problem with mining, a lot of the miners that come here are all gamblers, and and as soon as they find a quid, they're down at the casino. And then they come back and they think it's going to keep going and that,
Yeah.
And but the ones that have found good money and invested it, what's the name here? That might well out of it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How much do you think this mine has produced over the years, would you say?
Oh, it's hard to say. Well, it's not much. The amount of work I've done, if you ask any miners that come out here, the percentage, I found a lot of big stuff here.
Yeah.
Big stuff. But there was no colour in.
Ah, okay.
50 cents an ounce. It was enough for fuel money and that, just to keep you going.
Yeah.
And yet I found some brilliant colour, but just a handful.
No.
Just here and there.
What sort of opals have come out of here mostly? Like the reds, or is there a particular colour?
Everything.
Yeah,
every type of opal. I found black, a little bit of black here, not much, only a couple of stones, but it produced green, blue, green, orange crystal.
Beautiful.
Milky, red opal, grey opal. It's produced everything, but not enough. If I average it out, I don't think I've even made, especially since I've missed out the last 3 years. Well, I went for a period for a couple of years since I come back and it's not even a wage.
Yeah.
Not even a wage. But as I said, the kids are growing up now, so I'm not, instead of sitting home doing nothing.
And you're happy?
I'm out, yeah.
Yep.
I come out and that, but the last 4 months haven't been very...
Very dry.
Well, very difficult actually.
Well, hopefully some Pilbara miners can bring you a little bit of luck.
Yeah, well...
I'm 3rd generation miner and Cam's 2nd generation, really.
Yeah.
So, we do iron ore, which I think is a lot easier.
A little easier to find. Yeah, it's not only that, but with other different types of mining, like, iron ore or copper or what's your name, you put the drills down, you hit a core, you assay it, and you know that you're going to get so much the price. What the prices say. You estimate what you're going to pull out.
Yep. So
you can afford to go and spend 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 million dollars if you know there's going to be $300,000-400,000 there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or $1 million and that. So yeah, it's one of those things that when you get onto that, it's safe money. Your money's going to be guaranteed to come back in that,
Yeah, for sure.
If you're lucky like what's his name, Glenn Hancock and all those people that essayed it, got all the good iron ore, they made big money. But with opal, it's not the same. It can be a pocket here, a pocket here.
And you can still only find it with the eye, like a human eye.
Can't,
is
nothing,
the only
nothing.
way.
So, well, you can. Yeah, you got to go down and physically look for it, and then go down and then find it, and it can be potch, no colour instead of. But yeah, that's opal money for you.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant.
Yeah, all right, we'll go to the next stage if you like.
Yeah, sounds great. Yep, we will follow on.
You know where the chaff to see